Welcome, everyone. I'm Kimberly Bushman, and this is the Intentionally Intuitive podcast. In this episode, we're going to take a look at the forecast for each life path number for the new moon that's coming up on November 13th, 2023. This, of course, is a general forecast. If you would like me to go through your personal numerology or your own personal forecast, I would love to do that. Just book some time with me. My information is in the description box below. Now, for this new moon, by the time this comes around, we'll be well beyond eclipse season. Still probably feeling the effects of the eclipse season because they do kind of take some time, 6 months to a year, to fully unfold the storylines. But we should be out of the heat of it. I'm actually recording this on the eclipse, but by the time this new moon comes around, we should have clear insights of what's unfolding because of those eclipses, or what was closed out and what could be coming in. So let's take a look at this new moon and see what this could be bringing in for us. Life Path 22-4. So you all are working with the energy of the 8 and Blue Heron as you move through this new moon on the 13th. So with the energy of the 8, anytime we have an 8 cycle, it brings into focus power plays, power struggles, stepping into our power, reclaiming our power. It can bring in a focus or an emphasis on money and resources, how we make that money, how we spend that money, our relationship to that money, anything that sort of needs our attention around those more monetary things. Can also bring an emphasis into career or expertise and our expertise in something. And so this could be a time where you decide to go back to school or get some kind of certificate or get some deeper training in some area to sort of level up your expertise in some area so that you can use that as you sort of move forward in the world. But there's definitely something here that's focused on career, your greater vision in the world, how you're achieving that, how you're moving towards that, how you're collaborating, but also your expertise and how you're sharing that expertise. And it's interesting because you have Blue Heron coming in, and with Blue Heron, there's definitely something here about diplomacy and working together and seeing eye to eye in an elevated way. And so let's put it this way: you might have a greater vision for something, or you see something as a resource. And so because you know that that's the resource that needs to occur, or that's the solution, you kind of put the blinders on and you're moving towards that. And there's people that say, but we don't need that, we need this. And you're like, no, this is the answer. And you're sort of overriding or bypassing what the people are saying that they need. And then you get to that solution and then you wonder why it's not well received. And there could be something here where it's like, just the reminder, especially as a 22-4, this is a lifetime where you are absolutely 1000% meant to collaborate, meant to work with others, take their ideas into consideration, not just do it yourself, but you're meant to work smarter, not harder. And you're also meant to incorporate other people's ideas into the mix so that the solution that you're coming up with for the greater problem is actually serving the greater good and not just self-serving in a sense, or serving the ego, so to speak. And it's not that your ideas are wrong or your vision is wrong. It's just that in order to get it so that it can serve the greatest population, it has to include the greater population, right? So that comes through collaboration, listening to other people's experiences, ideas, wisdom, input. And so also how you deliver your message. So whether that's through, we're talking about work or relationships, whatever. With Blue Heron coming through, there's a bigger message here about be mindful of your messaging, right? Like, how are you delivering your message? Are you delivering it in a way that's coming from a sort of I know it all type of energy and, my way or the highway? Or are you delivering that message in a way that opens up the floor for discussion, for conversation? Because that's the one that's going to get you the furthest. Our delivery with our messaging has a huge impact. So again, if you're coming at it from like a teacher sort of vantage point, which I will say 22-4 energy is a very teacher type of energy. It's a leadership energy. It's very much the master builder in this lifetime. What you're building is meant to be sustainable and far reaching. But You just have to be mindful of your messaging. And are you delivering that message in a way that comes across as more holier than thou and gets people's defenses up? Or are you delivering that message in a way where people feel that they can approach you and they can have a conversation and they can have a discussion about what they need, and you all can come to some kind of solution? And again, I'm not just talking about work or your purpose, that sort of thing. I'm also talking, really about relationships and how we handle those relationships. So with Blue Heron coming through, there's definitely something there with that. The other thing with the 8 energy also can be sort of framed around this, where there's a deeper messaging with the 8 energy that talks about, how are you using your money, your resources, your status, your power? Because everybody has some level of influence in this world, and some kind of power in this world, whether it's over children, our own children, or, whatever, or our household, or, within our job, or whatever the case may be. So in some walk of life, some area of life, we have influence, power, status, etc. So the question becomes, how are you using that power? How are you using that influence, that status? Are you using it to be overpowering, to have control, to be domineering? Or are you using it to open doors for others, to facilitate growth and expansion and greater thinking in others? Are you using it to help uplift, empower, inspire others, right? So all of this kind of comes into play when we're in an 8 cycle for us to look at and for us to be confronted with where it is in our life that maybe we are in the shadow side of this 8 energy. And we need to kind of take a closer look at where it is that we could show up with a little bit more integrity when it comes to the 8 energy, so that we're working to sort of circulate and share the abundance, whatever that abundance may be. So a lot coming in for you all with Blue Heron and 8 energy, but also with Blue Heron, there's typically this energy around like good things to come or a good omen type thing. So there's also this energy of like your hard work paying off, which I know sometimes can be music to 4's ears, especially 22 4s. So there is that possibility that there could be some new things coming in around this new moon that sort of bring about just that feeling of things coming to fruition, or things come like the positive effects from your efforts. So that can be incredibly beautiful as well. So I would say a big theme around this new moon is also, again, like peacemaking, coming together, sitting around at the table where there's no hierarchy, but everybody's equal, coming together to have a discussion so that you can come up with some kind of solution or resolution in a harmonious, sort of like collaborative way. I think that's going to be a big theme around this new moon. So pay attention to those opportunities. All right, take care, 22s. Bye for now.